and clays. Yo bags, they're a fad, they're a phase. My bags be around for forever. Yo bags gonna rug in the summer.
My bags, they the shit, they the bomb. They let Nemo sleep with your mom. Held by a car down on foundation. Yo bags, banned by the nation.
My bags making memes, having fun. Yo bags couldn't sell in a bull run. My bags make me a VIP.
Yo bags, man, that shit's practically free.
We just need to let you know our bags are better, trust me bro. It doesn't matter what coin you've got. Our bags are bigger no matter what you thought. We just need to let you know our bags are better, trust me bro. It doesn't matter what coin you've got. Our bags are bigger no matter what you thought. My bags, not even counting the meme coins. Your bags, gotta say oh bitcoins. My bag, plenty of love lace.
Your bag keeps you stuck in a rat race.
My bags, we the best, we the GOAT.
Your bags, just a whole bunch of blow.
My bags, feeling good, touching grass.
Your bags, nah, I think I'll pass.
My bags got me sailing on a cruise. Your bags got you singing the blues. My bags going up and to the right. Your bags, profits disappear out of sight.
My bags, Charles bought himself. Yours sitting on the shelf. Mine's straight from sushi. Yours worse than bad sushi.
My bags earn more cause I'm staking. Your bags, your chains always breaking. My bags, the tech is good. Your bags like shit out the hood. My bags, I think I've said enough. Your bags, man, that's rough. My bags, I ain't gon' sell. Your bags ain't doing too well. We just need to let you know our bags are better, trust me bro. It doesn't matter what coin you've got. Our bags are bigger no matter what you thought. We just need to let you know our bags are better, trust me bro. It doesn't matter what coin you've got. Our bags are bigger no matter what you thought. Hey, that was stupid. LF GOAT. Let's fucking GOAT.
Go trap. Let's fucking go.
This one for all my rap and hip-hop lovers. 32 originals, now I ain't doing covers. Trying to do something completely different from the others. Paint a picture for you now, do you see the colors? Pink, blue, orange, and brown. Was that a zebra? All kinds of breeds around. Hanging out at Charles Ranch, a grassy pasture, a perfect match. Talking tech stuff about Cardano, Ouroboros, Aiken, and UTXOs. Okay, I'm getting nerdy, it's time to switch it up. Let me tell you about my latest NFT pickup. It's a goat, it is great, there are really lots of details. Can't believe it's a rare, it was owned by Huge Whale. Oh, never heard of goats, let me introduce you to the tribe. An NFT collection, that's really about the hype. We have lots haters that'll whine and gripe, but goats be the greatest, that's what I ascribe. My drop for building something new, to be above rank with the few, and drop an album just for you, cause I'm a goat through and through. Yeah, I linked up with the tribe. We making deals, ain't taking bribes. Don't even tell me you don't feel these vibes. These words perfection, I'm like a scribe. See, I focus in all the smallest things. We making art that's fit for kings. Like these lyrics, most details over your head. You won't catch me slipping, that's what I said, cause I wanna win. I strive to get ahead, there's room at the top, let's just break some bread. Damn, this verse is getting long. Let's hit the chorus before you click next song. Yeah, we here and we chillin' with the tribe. Got my grass and my hoodie and my light. Getting lit, come on, you know you wanna try. We doing good, bro, please don't kill my vibe. Said we here and we chillin' with the tribe. Crypto underdogs, nah, I ain't gonna lie. So good, they can't ignore it, even if they try. We'll never leave, it's LF GOAT till we die. Alright, now you've had your crypto class. It's time to bleat, to blow some grass. Yeah, goats are dope, we hit the gas and use this fire to surpass anyone and everyone in our way. We climb the mountains to survey this crypto landscape, it's gonna stay. So please just chill and let me lay some of these beats between your ears. They think I'm new, but been here years. Rapping on my phone since Blue Side Park. I ain't gonna give up, I'ma make my mark. Just like Mac can make your day better. Say something stupid or something clever. Fuck, just say something, I DK whatever. We built for years and they still hating on us. I ain't complaining, I'm just being honest. They leave us out of every poll to try and shade us to take control. But we the goats, we real, got soul to be the greatest, that is the goal. So go and judge me and slur my name. Yeah, G9 is what I became. Just judge my music, don't need the fame. But no LF GOAT is what I proclaim. When you're a goat, you just know it. We the black sheep, yeah, I suppose it's coming for us to just be different. Cause all my life I've been belligerent. I get so mad when they play ignorant, but that's what made us so magnificent. Yeah, we here and we chillin' with the tribe. Got my grass and my hoodie and my light. Getting lit, come on, you know you wanna try. We doing good, bro, please don't kill my vibe. Said we here and we chillin' with the tribe. Crypto underdogs, nah, I ain't gonna lie. So good they can't ignore even if they try. We'll never leave, it's LF till we die. No, you'll never hear a mumble rap from me. These words I care, yeah, they have meaning. We in the matrix, but I'm intervening. About to pull you out, Neo, you've been dreaming. Find you in the song and want you to be freed. So get used to seeing goats up in your feet. It's guaranteed that we'll succeed. Come on, man, I know you've seen the term goat used on a TV. It's in sports and it's in music. There are lots of ways to use it to describe the best. The ones obsessed at hidden quest. It's like we blessed. Boy, I'm like Santiago, I'm the alchemist. Travel the world and leave you all impressed. Become the wind, my spirit strong. I swear I'll prove them haters wrong. Show them we for real all along. Cause goats are great, the top's where we belong. Ozthecryptogoat, it means the other heart. Like yin and yang, can't split apart. The dark from light, yeah, it's a balance. You only know this if you're like Alice and seek the knowledge down that rabbit hole. Two equal opposites that complete the
Yo,
soul.
what up, what up, what up?
Darker light, 'cause I'm just
It's 5 o'clock. Welcome to the Ledger Lounge. I'm Ozthecryptogoat, and we are live on YouTube. We are live on X. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Abstract, and we are live on Pump Fun. All right now. Welcome to the Ledger Lounge. We got some pretty cool topics to go over today. We got the news. We're going to talk about shout out to Goat Tribe. This is their album. Sick. Absolutely love Goat Tribe. These guys are real. At Ada Goats. Check them out. Goat Tribe right here. These guys are legit. And I want to thank them for allowing me to join the tribe and providing us with this awesome music that we have here. It's incredible. I really appreciate all that you guys do for the show here. You guys are legit, man. All right, let's take a look at XRP. XRP looks like it's not doing so well. Looks like we got a double top right here. We're coming back down. 289. 289 is where we're going to. How's everybody doing? Who's in the chat? What's up, Big Baller? How you doing? What's up with Banker? Let me check it out. Banker coin. You're still holding that thing, huh? Shout out to the guys at Bank. Those guys are legit, man. Let's take a look here. I mean, that looks good, bro. Banker looks good. Looks like we got like an inverted tombstone. Resistance is right here where it topped out at before here at 0007. 0007 on the daily. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Oh, dude, this looks bullish, man. Look at that buy pressure on the way back up here, okay? This thing looks good, bro. Yeah, it's going back up. It's going to come back up here to retest. If it can break through, it will continue onward and forward. But with the quad witching, it could retrace back down. But it looks like it's going to come back. I would definitely, not financial advice, obviously, but 007 or 0007, I'd be keeping an eye on it there to see what it does. It may not make it all the way back up. It looks good, though. Honestly, if you give this thing more time, it should keep going. Let me go into an even shorter time frame. Let's look at the 5 minute. Yeah, okay, it looks kind of like a double top in the 5 minute here. So it's probably going to come back down here to 006. But I'm seeing a lot of buy pressure on the upside, so it could potentially come up and triple top. Or it's just toast. Technically, it's not really a double top because this long wick down here, but I mean, LQYT, let's take a look at it. Liquidity. LQYT. It's not coming up. Is that the ticker? Oh, LQTY. LQTY. That looks good, bro. I mean, technically it's like a head and shoulders. So it could come down here to 60 cents. Let me see. Let's look at the 1 hour here. It looks the same thing, double top. It's coming back down. It's got a gap right here at 81. But that doesn't mean that it won't break resistance here, you know? It doesn't mean that it won't create a new high. But it didn't create a higher high right here, you know? So I would say this thing could be cooked. You know, everything in the market right now kind of looks a little cooked to me, right? So it's definitely going to come back down here and fill this gap right here. It will fill this gap right here. 100%. 89, 84. That is happening, but it will cross over and it'll fill 81. Look at all these gaps down here that need to be filled. I mean, technically they kind of got filled here, but this could, you know, drop down more and create a double bottom here. Massive double bottom. I'm seeing a lot of this in the market.
If you burn it, light one up, man. Just got some grass straight from the weed, man. Grind it up, roll it thick, yeah.
If you put this in the 1 day, I mean, maybe that's a cup and handle, but there's just not enough data on it. Air. Let's check out air. It's kind of nice to do. Oh shit, I don't know. Is this the right chart? Hold on, let me go back. It's nice to do some TA again. We're gonna talk about some stuff today though, man. I got some stuff to say. Hopefully people come in and watch it. Leaving TikTok has definitely been a struggle as far as viewership, but I'm not too worried about it. I'd say this sucker's bottomed out, bro. I mean, it is creating new lows. See, when was this? December. This might take off in November. On the 1 hour. This is a tough one. I think it's due for, let's see here. And lighters to help you cope. Papers and hoodies and rolling machines. Goats love burning grass cause it's in our genes. So at like 11 o'clock tonight, maybe we get another one of these spikes and it'll probably go higher because it's starting to trend up. So maybe we do, let's see here, where's the resistance at? Stopped there. I mean, it could do something stupid like this one right here. It could be looking at one of these right here. And, you know, this coming up here like this, it lines up with this trend line right here. You know, it might come hit up here. That sounds about right. 0059. This might do something like that. Hard to say though. Hard to say. It's it looks like it's kind of like losing steam, but every once in a while it just freaking does something crazy. This was in July though. September. I guess it's due. This was in June, July. Yeah, this one's due for a big spike, just like this. So I would keep an eye out on this. for sure. You can see the trend right here. See it right here? Boom, boom, boom. So maybe 0059, somewhere around there. That looks cool.
Feels like I'm beating Grady, but I'm not sure you can relate. No help, no handouts, no debate. I can't believe they took the bait. They fucked up, boom, bitch, checkmate.
Least obvious rug, check Telegram. I'm good on rugs, bro, but thank you. Appreciate it. At Fight Rugs. Yeah, dude, I'm not doing any rugs here, man. I don't own any of the supply of this coin. I own 0% of the supply of Ozthecryptogoat coin. This is for you, chat. All right, let's see here. Where's everyone at? I don't know. I took a couple days off because my brother passed, and everyone just forgot about me, I guess. Oh well, we're here, and we record it. So some people watch later on; they don't watch it live, but we know who the real people are. I keep forgetting that I don't have to hide this anymore because we're not on TikTok. It's a blessing to be off TikTok, but at the same time, it's like people will come from TikTok one time, but then they just go right back to TikTok and they never come back. So it is what it is. We'll grow. We just got to give it a little bit of time. Actually, the YouTube's doing pretty well. We're close to monetization. If you want to help out with TikTok to help us get, or not TikTok, with YouTube to get us monetized, go to YouTube and watch all of the content. Watch all the videos all the way through. I need to get like 90 something watch hours. So I need people to watch all the videos. Just put it on and forget about it. Go leave your phone somewhere or put your ear pods in while you're at work. And that'll help quite a bit. I gotta catch up on, let me see here. I gotta move this over so I can see it. Gotta catch a runner and send you the profit. Hey, I appreciate that, man. We might, the quad witching thing, we might have a little bit of a downward movement. It's mostly going to be the pink sheets that are going to suffer the most. Or not the pink sheets, excuse me, the blue chips. The pink sheets should probably still keep doing stuff, but we're in alt season. Let's take a look at it right here. So let me pause this real quick. So Bitcoin whale is dumping again at BTC flatlines at 116K. A Bitcoin whale that swapped 4 billion in Bitcoin for Ethereum 2 weeks ago has started offloading more of the cryptocurrency. A long-term Bitcoin holder who sold 4 billion of his holdings for Ether last month has started selling again as Bitcoin crossed the 116 threshold. For the first time in 3 weeks, 2 Bitcoin wallets tied to the address that had held onto cryptocurrency for over 8 years deposited 1,176 BTC worth over 136 million into the trading platform Hyperliquid on Sunday and started dumping, according to Look on Chain on X. So if this doesn't say alt season, I don't know what does, man. Like, I get it, it's one whale, but we've been watching this happen for months now, right? Whales have been starting to sell their Bitcoin and moving into ETH. This is what we want to see, right? This is what we've been talking about. Everybody's screaming super cycle, yet this is what we're seeing. I'm pretty much convinced that the super cycle narrative is trash. And, you know, maybe we like continue in a bull run after this, but we're going to have a cycle here. Okay. We are about to see Bitcoin lose dominance. And if you really look at Bitcoin, you know, hold on, let me pull up crypto bubbles. Let me show you. Look at this. Crypto bubbles, right? Tell me we're not in alt season, okay? Let's go to the month. Look at Pump, MYX, IP, Crow, AVAX, Pyth. These are all alts. And where's Bitcoin? I don't even see Bitcoin on here. It's probably so little. Let's look for it. Bitcoin. Where's the bubble at? Where's the Bitcoin bubble? Is it not even on here? It's so small I can't even see it. There's Cardano. Poor little Cardano. Little bitty Cardano. There it is. Look at Bitcoin right here with Cardano. Little bitty Bitcoin. It's not, it's barely green. Okay. The little bitty baby. Ugh. Normally when you run these things around, they'll like bump each other around. And Bitcoin does nothing. Josh said Cardano to $33 to $36. This cycle, I'm thinking like $1.20. Right? Or let's look at what is ETH. Josh is smoked out, bro. Like, come on. Let's look at ADA real quick. Yeah, Josh is on a sick one, bro. Yeah, like $1.20 is where I see it going to next right now. And that doesn't mean it won't go higher, but if it doesn't break like 140, then it's going to double top right here, right? But so far, ADA looks strong. ADA looks good, but Josh is a moon cheeser, okay? I would say right here, $1.88, $2 for ADA is what we should hit. And maybe it does more, like maybe it comes up and it wants to retrace to a new all-time high. I just don't see it. Yeah, with the liquidity more spread out. But if the narrative for Cardano gets out, then yeah, I see it doing crazy stuff. But $33, bro, no. I'm sorry, but no. Sorry, Josh. Sorry to burst your bubble, but that's probably not going to happen. By the way, if you're watching on Abstract, thank you very much for watching on Abstract. Any engagement we get there, I get paid and I can transfer it into Pudgy Penguins, which is only going to make Pudgy pump more. Let's go look at Pengu. I'll tell you what, we got hit with a bull trap last night. We got hit with a bull trap, but I think we're still bullish. It was just the quad witching. Yeah, dude, Pengu's, and that's it. We got our quad witching sell off. Okay, Pengu's about to make the next leg up here to 41 cents. I might buy some more of this. I'm gonna move this up here. I might buy some more. Pengu looks solid. All right. Pengu is making higher highs, higher lows. This is what we want to see. The next point of resistance is going to be like around 0.0418, right? To 0.0415, somewhere around there. That's going to be the next spot. It'll probably hit there. And now it could just blow through from there and rocket up. But I'll tell you this, once it passes this zone of resistance here, and it basically, once it passes 0.048, this thing's just going to go up to, I'd say, 6 cents. That's what I'm seeing. So Pengu looks good. And Pengu's a cup and handle, bruh. Look at that. Cup, handle. All right. It shot up. It gets a little another pullback, and then boom, it goes again, right? So that would want to take us to at least 44 cents again, right? At least. So Pengu looks solid. Solid. I should have took some profits and re-entered down here. I just wasn't, really doing anything. And I wasn't sure, right? Because, like, anything can happen right now. I figured the quad witching would come tomorrow. I didn't think it was going to come this soon. I figured they wanted to pump the market a lot more, to be honest with you. But yeah, back to the crypto bubbles. So look at this. MYX, man. If you bought this thing down at the bottom, you're looking really good. Crow did really well. I'm kind of bummed I didn't make this one. 983%. What is this coin? What is this? What is MYX? What is MYX? MYX Finance USDT is a decentralized perpetual futures exchange. It distinguishes itself by using a matching pool mechanism for liquidity, aiming for zero slippage, similar to centralized exchange, but fully on-chain. The Perform offers USDC margined contracts with up to 50x leverage and supports cross-chain deposits from over 20 blockchains. So this is leverage. No wonder it's up so high. It's probably so over leveraged. This thing's probably leveraged to hell. Right? That's a bubble. Look at that bubble just waiting to pop, baby. Link looks like a buy. Link looks like a solid buy. Down 11%, 11.1%. That looks good. Guys, use crypto bubbles, right? Because we're going into meme season. If you're looking for buys, you're looking for the big red ones. Hex looks like a buy. All right, Hex and Uni look like a buy. ICP looks like a buy. Arrow, is that Aerodrome Finance? That looks like a buy. Those look solid. Algo was S. XDC looks like a buy. I don't really know if I even want to buy it. XDC. I'm liking Link, Hex, and Uni right now as far as what to buy, because we are definitely headed into meme season, right? These are down the lowest this month. Let's look at the year. Or let's look at the week. Yeah, look at Hex, right? Hex looks great. Hex looks like a solid buy for this week, right? Because we want to buy something this week. Everything dipped. We're going into meme season. What do we buy? I'm thinking Hex, baby. Let's look for the year. Where's Hex for the year? Hex is only 20% up for the year. That looks good. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. HBAR's up 300%. Probably not a good buy. XLM's up 300%. I mean, these will probably perform pretty well in alt season. Like maybe they do, 600%. Look at SPX, 2,500% up. Holy crap. Virtual, 3,600%. Saros is up 26,000% this year. Wow. Render's down 28%. ETH is up 81. All right. I've been watching the crypto bubbles more lately because I'm looking for things to buy, right? All right. So we got our Bitcoin whale selling off, right? And then we have our alt season index. Look, we are at 76 out of 100. We have crossed over and we are headed into the blue. We are in alt season, baby. I don't care what anyone says. I know people are like, oh, don't use this. Okay. I just want to see this cross over this way and hit this point. Okay. Once I see this, I'm like, all right, I'm buying for alt season. You know, I mean, I was actually buying when we were here for alt season. So we're definitely headed into alt season. And it's that time of the year, right? We're end of September now, going into October, November. We got like 2-3 months left, if that. Let's look at the fear and greed index. Look, fear and greed index is neutral, right in the middle. That's what we want. What I want to do is I want to look at the fear and greed index for Bitcoin only, right? I wonder if that even exists. I'm sure it does. 26% gains for the year is wild. I know, right? Dude, that is crazy. 26% gains. If you bought just like $100 of that, you'd be up, what, 26K? That's crazy. And not even a dollar, you would be up 26K, right? I don't know. Someone do the math for me on that one. My math isn't mathing right now, but what would it take to have bought to make 26K? I think it's $1, right? Or is it $10 or 100? I don't know. I don't, whatever. 26K% is fucking crazy. Absolutely out of this world. What's up, Jesus? How you doing, by the way, brother? Good to see you, man. And good to see everyone on Pump Fun. And over here on Abstract and Twitch. X, for some reason. Oh, there's the X. There's the X. Let's see here. Is there any chat for X? Let's pop out this chat. There we go. For some reason, my X live stream has been a bit glitchy. I don't know why. All right, there we go. There we go. We've got our X chat as well. What's up to everybody watching on X? How you doing? So here we go. We got Bitcoin dominance. Look at this is Ethereum, the yellow line. The others is the gray line. Gray line is inching up towards Bitcoin. Bitcoin is dropping down. All right. This is what we want. They're starting to come together. Just starting. Alt season is just starting. But look at this. Look at this right here, where they came together right here. This was in, what was that, January? These came pretty dang close together right here. Didn't cross over. Came close. Alts crossed over, but ETH did not, right? When it falls, man, it falls and ETH pumps crazy. Every time Bitcoin drops, ETH pumps. It's just what happens. So this looks good. We're coming together, and look at when it does finally drop. It's very rapid. Very rapid. This was in an hour time frame. It dropped this close together. That's crazy. We're going to 11D. Yep. Ethereum is probably going to hit 8 or 10K. That's what I'm thinking. If you haven't bought Ethereum now, you can definitely still make some money. I think that that's going to move first, and then the other alts, and like you can jump with the cycle or you can front run it. I like to front run it so that way I'm making less trades around this time, right? You know how I always say against hodling, okay, at this point in time, Obviously, like if something takes off and I know that it's at resistance and it's going to pull back and it's gonna make a drastic enough move to like be worth it, I will make a trade. But at this point, like I've adjusted my strategy and I'm more into a hodl kind of, I'm not really hodling, okay, but like I'm buying up things like SXT and I'm holding on to them. Okay. And I'm accumulating into it. And that's about it. I will, trade it a bit, but it's pretty much there. And maybe I'll add to it on the dips and kind of DCA in right now. But more or less, I'm holding. And I'm waiting for the big move because it's coming. It is coming, ladies and gentlemen. And here's another from Yahoo Finance. Alt season is here. These three drivers are seen to fuel the rally. Alt season has arrived. It kicked off early in September as 75% of the top 50 coins had performed better than Bitcoin over the past 90 days, according to Blockchain Center, the crypto data company. The list excludes stable coins. The term altcoin season refers to a period when cryptocurrencies that aren't Bitcoin outspace the biggest crypto when it comes to the upside price. Blah, 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 blah. We know what alt season. So here it is. Yet the top crypto's dominance has slumped by almost 6% over the past 6 months to take 58% of the 4 trillion market, according to TradingView. At the same time, Coin Market Cap's alt season index is at 71, up from just 44 last month, while CoinGlass Tracker reached 80 out of 100, suggesting that altcoins are gaining momentum. It's alt season, baby. I told you guys, every creator has been screaming to high heaven, super cycle. That's all I've been hearing is super cycle, guys. This time it's different, guys, because we're adopting all of this shit, right? We're getting regulation, bruh. Like, no. We are in alt season. Okay? And it's happening now. Y'all better be buying and holding your alts. At least holding. You can trade too, but be prepared to miss a crazy move if you're trading right now. For me, I'm more or less DCAing in. And if you don't understand what that is, make sure you join the trading class. So I teach TA and I teach you how to trade. So it's more than just TA. It's also strategy. I'm teaching strategy that I use and how I basically brought myself to where I'm at today financially. And you can benefit from it. Pretty much everything I offer pays for itself. But you have to apply yourself. You have to do the work. Like, I don't do it for you. You have to buckle down and make it happen, right? All right, so SEC approves the Grayscale multi-crypto fund with XRP, Solana, and ADA. This is good for XRP, good for Solana, good for ADA. These are probably going to be the top 3 movers as far as alt season goes. XRP, Solana, and ADA. They got their multi-crypto fund. It's funny how they say that this was the ETFs we've been waiting for, guys. No, XRP has not gotten a spot ETF yet, period. Okay, just because it's an ETF does not mean it is the spot ETF, the holy grail that everyone's talking about that is going to bring the price of 11D to XRP. We have not gotten it, period. I'm so sick of the fake news. It's like constantly conducting an orchestra of lies. Can we just stop and tell the truth here? Is it really that hard? Like, the people that hold XRP are so devout that it doesn't matter what the news is. It's going to pump either way. you don't have to lie about XRP. These people will hold it no matter what. But I'll tell you why they do it. They do it because they want people to FOMO in more so that they can dump on them. Pro looks good, but I'll tell you what, this is indicative of this downward trend here. Look, there's your trend on Pro. Okay. So there's your trend. It is like a bull flag, though. I will give you that. But it needs to break out above here. So it needs to break past 95 cents. Otherwise, it's going to continue another leg and then take off. But I mean, I would say that it's looks likely that it will break out with everything going on. So I would imagine the next zone of resistance is here at like 93.79, 93.80 something, right? This is going to break through resistance right here for sure. I feel it in my bones. It looks good. Look, it's right there. It wants it. It wants it so bad. It's like the little engine that could. And I'm just not seeing any candles that say otherwise of it not breaking out. So that being said, it's already technically kind of broken out, but it really needs to break past 88 cents. And then obviously the next zone will be 90. And then from there, it'll be 94, 95, right? But I would say that this thing is probably primed to break out. And if you go into the day, it's a bull flag. Obviously, it's not going to be a straight moonshot, but that's kind of a bull flag to me, baby. That's a descending channel. Either way. Even if it is not a bull flag, it is a descending channel. Eventually, this thing will have to break up here to the top, which is $1.19. So this looks good. This looks really good. Let's see here. So we got the grayscale ETF thing. There's another ETF, but for XRP basically. But here's the thing, just take this. We are looking for the spot ETF. Okay. We have not gotten that yet. That is what everyone is calling the holy grail for XRP. Okay. XRP does not have a spot ETF, period. And the XRP Doge ETF does not go into effect until next week. Okay. So I believe Monday. So expect XRP and Doge to do something on Monday. With all these things, they're just moving the goalpost, guys. That's all I keep seeing is let's tell them it's happening now to pump it. We'll take liquidity out and then we'll tell them that no, it's actually this date. The price will drop. They move that liquidity they extracted back in at a lower price. And then the actual thing happens. And people are just being used for them to get better positions and use your liquidity in the market. And I get that that's why they keep saying just hodl, because they keep moving that goalpost. They keep doing that to you, right? But if you're trading and you're using the tactics that they use against them, basically doing the exact same thing they're doing to us, but to them, we can actually extract that liquidity and do the same thing that they're doing and grow and make exponential amounts of money. Don't leave the money sitting on the table. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Don't leave money sitting on the table. There is so much wealth to be created here. You do not have to hodl. Obviously, if you don't know what you're doing, that's fine. Buy a lottery ticket, hold on to it, and hopefully it's a winner, right? That's basically it. But if you want to learn more, if you want to grow more, you want to do better, educate yourself, learn technical analysis, learn how to trade, learn strategies, and actually make money, because the volatility is almost gone. Your time frame to actually learn this and make it very profitable for you, the window's closing, baby. You're running out of time. You got just a little bit of time left, but I'm telling you, the course that I give you, people have been taking it for a couple of months. Within the first couple of weeks, I saw improvement, and I saw people making money. And then pretty much we're coming to a close on finishing the course over the last couple months. And these guys are just as good as I am. They're literally trading just as good as I am. It did not take that long. And because the classes are pre-recorded, you can get in and you could grind it out in one day. Okay, what took them like a month to learn, you could grind it out in a day or two and be doing this in trading. So educate yourself before you get into the market. Invest into yourself. That's all it is it's an investment. See it as an investment into yourself before you just start throwing money away. So let's check this out. So you know what's crazy is I was saying to people, I said, hey, I was like, if we do get rate cuts, it's probably not going to be good. All right. I've been saying it, right? If we get rate cuts, it's probably not going to be a good thing for the economy. Yeah, it will pump the market. It'll pump your bags, but at what cost? And it will end the bull run sooner, right? So the fact that we got a measly, like a quarter of a point percent drop in rates. That's all we got. It pumped the market a bit, but it brought on the end of the cycle. It basically means no super cycle is what it says to me, right? But at what cost? Like Neo and I got into a debate over this, and he got like really nasty with me over it. Because he's like, oh, well, you're rich. And so like, yeah, you don't want this and that. And he's like, it'll help the American people. I was like, no, it won't. A rate cut, all it's going to do is end the bull run. And it's going to raise mortgage rates is what I said, right? Do we want mortgage rates to go up? No, because we already have a housing crisis, right? And he was like, wouldn't it help people? No. It won't. It will hurt people. And they literally hated me because of it. And here we are today. Let's watch the news.
Mortgage rates, meantime, on the move after yesterday's rate cut. Let's get straight to Diana Olick for the latest. Diana.
Well, Melissa, as we discussed on Tuesday before the Fed cut, mortgage rates could go up, and they did. They went up 15 basis points this morning, adding to 9 basis points that they rose yesterday, making 24 basis points specifically since the Fed cut its rate. And that all according to Mortgage News Daily. Now, that's because, as many experts weighed in, they expected that people were kind of buying into the expectation and then would sell on the news in the bond market. And that's what you did. You see that the ITB, the home building ETF, is still in the positive for today, but actually, still in the positive today, but has been down throughout the week as this expectation that mortgage rates would jump up. Not good news for the home builders going forward, as the hope had been that rates would come down further. The question is, will they continue to rise or settle off? On Tuesday, as you know, we were at a 3-year low on the 30-year fixed. Back to you guys.
These people don't understand macroeconomics.
At Janice,
that's pretty much it. That's all we needed to see from that. I told you so. I told you so. Incoming housing market crash. Okay. Incoming. If you have investment properties, you might want to start thinking about offloading them. Not financial advice, but it is coming, especially if you have, commercial real estate. And let's watch the video from TikTok. I'm going to pull it up here.
Hey guys, check this.
These creators suck. Where is it? Right here.
The banking sector of the United States of America is about to collapse. There's no question in anybody's mind anymore that that is about to happen. Now, if you don't know that, it's not because it's not true. It's simply because nobody in the mainstream media is talking about it. All economists see it. Everybody in the banking system sees it. Everybody's scared shitless. They're just not talking about it. Here's what happened. Number one, a building in Midtown Manhattan that sold for $382 million in 2006 was just auctioned a few weeks ago for $8.2 million. You heard me correctly. $382 million, it was auctioned for $8.2 million. The reason for this is occupancy in major office buildings around the country has dropped tremendously. Everybody's working from home. It's more effective for companies, so why would they have commercial real estate they don't need? So they're not leasing these office buildings anymore. And these office buildings have literally, across the country, $20 trillion in debt. What happened was the cap rate on these buildings, when they were full, was about 4.5%, which is what you would expect. That's what you want as a landlord. It's perfect. Unfortunately, because of COVID, everybody went home. And then corporations realized, well, hell, just because I can't see them doesn't mean that they're not doing the same amount of work. Okay, great. Stay home. I'll just give you a tiny little raise so that you can buy some stuff at your house and do business from home. Perfect. Except that what they did by doing that was lower the cap rate with these huge occupancies to just barely above zero. Those office buildings are financed at the old rates of 2%, and they're not making any money. In some cases, they're losing just a tiny bit at 2%. When they have to refinance those loans, and there are $4 trillion of those insanely low interest rate loans coming due in the next 18 months, those loans will be defaulted upon, period. Those buildings will be empty. The banking system in the United States will start to collapse. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do I want my money in the banking system? Well, it's FDIC insured, right? Sure. The FDIC talked about in November of 2022, they talked about something that most people never heard about. I actually watched the video where the FDIC director said, look, we don't want to talk about bail-ins because it'll panic the public, it'll cause a run on institutions, but there will be bail-ins. That's what he said. A bail-in is simply the opposite of a bailout. Instead of your tax money going to prop up the banks like it did in 2008, because they swore that they'd never do that again, they came up with a different plan, bail-ins. And a bail-in means that you go to the bank and you say, I want my $250,000. And they say, no. You can't have it. That's it. It's a bail-in. Now, what people don't realize is that because of the legislation that was passed after 2008, the Dodd-Frank Act, you are no longer putting your money in their institution. According to that act, you now are making an unsecured loan to your financial institution. Unsecured, which means if they can't pay you back, they don't have to pay you back. In lieu of that, however, you can opt for stock in their insolvent bank. Now, I don't know if that excites you. I can't think of anything less exciting. I would rather stick a fork in my own eye than have my entire life savings disappear in lieu of stock in a worthless bank. Warren Buffett just sold $282 million worth of Bank America a couple days ago. What does he know that you don't? Start doing some homework, folks. And by the way, the reason I know all of this is because I'm in the silver business. I don't deal with bullshit paper that's written by.
So let's elaborate on this, right? And I had a conversation with FanJam about this the other day. It was actually last night. So we discussed this in pretty good detail, and this is what I think happens with the commercial real estate. they say, okay, well, it's going to collapse or whatever, right? I think what happens is those commercial buildings get turned into the 15-minute cities. They're going to buy them up for pennies on the dollar. They're going to renovate them and they're going to rent them out. And they'll be the 15-minute cities. Those giant high-rise buildings that are office buildings in the cities will be low-income housing to get people off the street, give people a place to live. They're going to stack people on top of each other. And it'll have a McDonald's and a Starbucks in the bottom of it, you know, and the top levels will be, you know, housing. Maybe some of them will be, you know, high end, some of them will be low end, but basically everything that you need to buy your grocery store, your food, your entertainment will all be part of the building that you live in, and you'll live there, and you won't need a car, you won't leave anywhere, and that's where you'll be. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy, and that's what it'll be. You'll literally come out of your apartment or whatever, your little pod, and you'll take an elevator down to the bottom floor, and there will be Starbucks, there will be McDonald's, there will be a grocery store, there will be everything that you need right there. And then you'll get back in your elevator and go up. And they'll say, sit down, shut your mouth, and live in the pod. That is just the start. I've been saying live in the pod, eat the bugs. Everybody else has been saying, oh, this is how they're going to shift into crypto and how it's going to be adopted financially, because what he was talking about, the banks collapsing and all that. Yes, maybe possibly. But I don't think that they want you to have financial freedom. I think that what they want you to do is they want to centralize the decentralized crypto banking system, get control over it, make it so that you can't make any money from it, track everything you do, put you in the pod, and make you eat the bugs. Okay, you'll go down to your McDonald's and they'll have a protein shake and it will be cricket powder. And that's pretty much what protein powder is now. It's crickets. Even the whey protein, it's whey protein, but they add cricket powder to it to add more protein. It makes no sense to give us finance freedom. These people are stupid. I agree. I just don't see it. We already know what the end game is here, right? They want financial control. They want you to live in the pod. They want you to eat the bugs. They want you to own nothing and be happy. We already know that that's what they want. So I think the inverse happens with the commercial buildings is they'll default, they'll buy them up pennies on the dollar, they'll renovate them out and turn them into housing segments. And I think that was part of the whole COVID plan, was to get people working from home so that they could do away with this. Think of all the, you know, they say it's for environmentalism, right? Yeah, I get it. There's a lot of people commuting in and out of the cities, and that's a lot of traffic and a lot of smog. I get it. But you're going to be stuck. You're going to be in a situation where this is where you're at, and there will be no upward movement. There will be no way to get out of the pod. There will be no way to not eat the bugs. It'll just be what it is, and that's what you have to deal with. So, and look at mortgage rates collapsing. People are going to lose their homes again, and what are they going to do? We're going to see the economic collapse of I'm having a brain fart right now. The buildings we were just talking about, the skyrise buildings, right? Those will default. They'll buy those up. That'll happen first, right? And then just in time for those to be renovated, then the housing market will collapse. Everyone will lose their homes. And guess what? We have this great little apartment for you, this little pod you can come move into and join our 15-minute city. And everyone will no longer have a home, and you'll be stuck in these buildings. And you'll live at your job, you'll live in the building, you'll eat there, you'll shop there, everything will be there. And how are you going to get anywhere? Well, you'd have to either Uber to some other place in some kind of self-driving car, or walk, and that'll be it. And everyone will be stuck on their fat asses sitting in their little pod, so they're not walking anywhere. And they don't have any extra income, so they're not going to be able to afford to Uber anywhere, so they will be stuck in the pod. And that's where you'll be. You'll be in your little 15-minute city, and you'll see them. They'll be in like little electric scooter chairs, all fat, just like the movie WALL-E. And they'll cruise on down to their little McDonald's and get their UBI meal and head right back. And you know what? They probably won't even have to leave their home, because it's right there in the building. It'll be Uber Eats delivered to your door, right from the McDonald's at the bottom floor, and you'll pay a premium delivery fee just to bring it up an elevator to you. They'll probably even have little delivery things that just come right to your thing, and they'll charge you a premium, but you'll just be in your pod on your VR, and that'll be your life. And then that's it. All right, so let's see here. It makes no sense to give us financial freedom. Don't care about the environment. Yeah, their excuses, they obviously don't care about the environment. I agree with that 100%. That is the guise, though, that they use. They use the environment as the way to make it sound good. Oh, we're helping. But yeah, the 15-minute city thing is coming, and it's coming quick. So this is your opportunity to make some money and get your house paid off and have regular income coming in through the market, somewhere stable. Because I'm telling you right now, debt is going to be your slavery. Everybody says right now, oh, we'll take this and leverage it and do this and that, and then you can use debt to make more wealth. No, 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 no. They are going to use debt as the tool, the mechanism for slavery. That's why you need to be out of debt. Get everything paid off. Get out from underneath your credit cards. Get out from underneath your car payments. Get out from underneath your house payment, okay? And then obviously there's still going to be property taxes and things. You're going to need an income. But if you don't have debt and you can live and you can make a simple, honest living, you can continue to live in your home and not have to live in the 15-minute city. There will be those that are in the 15-minute cities and then those that are not. But the less fortunate, the indebted, will be stuck and will be forced. And it won't be forced like you think, like by gunpoint. It'll be, I have no other option. And this actually sounds good and easy. I can do nothing. I can just be at home and chill and play video games, and the video games that I'm playing are teaching the AI robots to do everything out in the world, and I just sit here and play games and enjoy myself, and my bug burger gets delivered right to my door. That'll be the future. Don't let it be your future. Do something about it, guys. Start getting out of debt. And do it quickly, because we don't have much time. All right, I want to talk about this other situation here. This, by the way, if you don't watch Timcast IRL, check this guy out. Hi, Alexa, how are you? Check him out. He's a okay, he's a centrist, right? But he's pretty much right leaning. He's like more heavily right leaning than I am. I'm a bit right leaning, but I'm also a bit left leaning in other areas. I'm a lot more center line than this guy is. And, you know, I always give credit where credit's due. Some of my style for my show actually comes from Timcast. So check him out. I really respect the guy and his opinion. He's very fact-based like I am. I would say that I'm more of the financial version of what he does, and he's more of the political version of what I do, right? But I kind of based my show off of how he does things. I think he's over time become a bit more right-leaning and a little less center. But either way, he's very factually based. Okay. So check him out, timcast.com. He's got his own website. You don't have to watch on YouTube, but it is on YouTube. But let's talk about the Charlie Kirk thing. And then I don't know if I'm ready to tell you guys my story yet. I have talked about some of these things, but I never actually gave you guys the full story. And I think I might be ready to actually tell you what happened to me and why I walk around with armed security, why I wear a bulletproof vest, why I do the things I do. And I want you guys to understand where I come from and why when I was receiving those death threats and people coming after my family and things from the haters on TikTok, why I took it so seriously because of what happened to me, because of what I was doing before this show, because I had a podcast before this. And what has happened with Charlie Kirk, I wasn't shot, but I have been attacked. I have been through this. This is why I keep security. And people on TikTok literally laugh. They're like, oh, what do you need security for? You're an idiot. They've never had to struggle and been through the things that I've been through. And so that is why I have security. That is why I am very, close to the chest with my being doxxed, and people knowing where I'm at. Even when I met Big Baller, I didn't let him see what car I came in. I take Ubers to places. I'm not who you think I am. Exactly. Yep. People think you're just a normal person. These people don't know. Exactly. I'm not just a guy with my phone LARPing on TikTok. Okay. And I have a lot to lose. And I've seen things. And so I take threats very seriously because of the things that I've been through. But I want you guys to watch, this is from timcast.com. It's on YouTube as well. I want you to watch, we're going to watch a portion of this and then we're going to talk about it. And I'm on the fence. I might be ready to open up to you guys. Maybe I'll tell you a portion of the story. There's a few of you that I've met in person that I've told this story to. But I'm not sure if I'm ready to put it out on the internet yet, but I'll at least give you some breadcrumbs. I know I've been breadcrumbing things for you for a long time, but it's for a purpose. I want to grow this audience before I divulge this information for my safety and my security, and also so that way, if something does happen to me because of it, it doesn't fall on deaf ears and it's not for nothing. Because I do believe that if something does happen to me, they will wipe all this stuff from the internet. That's why we have terabyte SD drives and backup hard drives, where everything that comes from this show is double backed up on multiple external devices and saved, so that way if something does happen to me, that this information will live forever and it can never be removed from the internet. And if something does happen to me, there will be a website on a private server set up where all of this stuff will be accessible. So let's watch this video. It's a little long. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but I want you guys to get some context and some understanding of where I'm at, where they're at, and what I'm going through, as well as these gentlemen are going through, as well as many other people, so that you can understand why I've been doing the things I'm doing, why I took a step back after Charlie was shot. I had to kind of rethink because obviously I've said it a million times, you know, that I want to be brave and I want to not be afraid, and I'm going to speak my mind, and I'm going to do these things no matter who tries to come against me. I'm going to stand up and I will not be silenced. But it became more real when Charlie was shot. And I started rethinking everything that I was doing. I was like, is this really what I want? And, you know, I kind of slipped into not a depression, but into a state of just like, trying to understand if this is even worth doing, if even enough people are going to watch and understand it. And I realized that even if it just reaches one person, it was worth it. And so that's kind of what I've been going through over the last week. I know I haven't been going live. I haven't been doing a lot because I had to make a decision whether or not I was going to continuing in doing what I'm doing now. And I decided to push forward. I decided that this is the right thing to do and that I will continue with this. By the way, I got some video of the tunnels. I got some video. I'm working on getting more. I've got, I don't want to say who or dox them, but I've got some people on the inside that are getting the footage for me and sending it to me. So it is coming together. It's going to be a big story when all this breaks. I'm working on getting a couple of gentlemen that have been in the tunnels with me to come on the show and us to talk about it and their experiences, what they've seen, what they know. But I'll tell you, when we were talking privately, it was like, oh yeah, totally, like, let's do it. And then when it came to the point to push came to shove and to actually come on the show and talk about it, it's been very difficult to get them to come on because of the subject matter. And, you know, people are afraid to talk. I'm afraid to talk. But I have the courage in my conviction to do what I believe is right. So hopefully I can convince them to come on and we can talk about these things. We'll see what happens. But if you're watching right now and you know who you are, I know you might not be watching right now live, but you may be watching later on recorded. You know who you are. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid. I understand that there's a lot at stake and we all have a lot to lose, but I would encourage you to be brave and to push forward. Let's watch this video.
People are talking about taking that place and picking up the microphone. I get it. It's very touching. People need to know that there are still crosshairs on that microphone, and people need to take it seriously. So when people say that I'm being irresponsible, I am doing the most
crosshairs on this
responsible thing
microphone.
I can think to do in trying to right maybe some errors, mistakes on my part. I told people it was dangerous. I didn't tell them the entire extent, and I hope people know and take it seriously. And the only thing that's going to curb it is for the left to be afraid to even think of it.
Since the assassination of Charlie Kirk, death threats have been skyrocketing across the board on every social media platform. You are seeing lists of names be produced, and they are engaging in terroristic threats. It is borderline overt. I say borderline because what I call Tweedledee Tweedledum threats, where one person says, I think more conservatives should die. Someone then says, here's a list of the people that should die. And none of them is creating the imminent threat, but together it forms an imminent threat. So the question now is, how do we deal with this? And no, it's not just fringe far leftists. Take a look at this from the post-millennial. Local Democratic Party in Washington deletes post mocking assassination of Charlie Kirk. It is overt. It is obvious. It is happening across the board. It's affecting everybody. So to get a better sense of what's going on, we are being joined by the man himself, Steven Crowder, to give us an understanding of what his perspective is, what's been happening to him. I've obviously talked a lot about what we are going through here. Security assessments, increased security. It's getting crazy. How's it going, Steven Crowder? How you doing?
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space? With this free satellite Earth Maps tool, you can zoom right.
Sorry for the commercials.
Well, I appreciate, thanks for the intro. Here's the thing. I wouldn't even necessarily say that it's different. And that's what I think is so bothersome is we have lived under this cloud for very, very long. Anytime we show up, anytime, when I've talked about this and Charlie said it as an inspiration, he took it to a different level. Changed My Mind was an idea to challenge the left in 2016 on the idea of civil dialogue. Like we'll do it. It won't be cable news. It won't be edited. And it became increasingly violent. I've had, so to give you an idea, and the left always says, "Oh, you're fine, you're okay." I had a trans, and if this is on YouTube, I had a trans individual. You scream at me and then steal a homeless man's lunchbox pencil case, whip it at me from a blind spot. I've had someone try to bash me over the head with a rock. I've had attempts with concrete milkshakes, slash tires, calls to firebomb the car, attempts on my life, actually a terrorist. And I haven't talked about this until now. And you know this because the real threats, you don't want copycats.
Yep.
Terrorists from Yemen by way of Sweden, posting the address, my family's work address, the route to, so between the addresses. And I can only, my life is likely saved because a fan saw it posted on YouTube in a comment and cross-referenced the zip code with East Grand Rapids PD, and they showed up at my house. Whoa. This has been going on for a very long time. When I did Change My Mind at SMU, the man in charge of the police there asked my father, he said, "Why does he need this kind of security? Maya Angelou was here however many years ago. She didn't need it."
This is what they say to me.
And my dad turned to him and said,
they literally say this to me. Why do you need security? Who are you? Right? People don't understand what I've been through and the threats that I get with just the crypto people being the guy that was kidnapped and tortured for a week for his crypto keys. That's part of why I don't even hold crypto anymore. Like I'm not, it is not a safe world out there, and I'm not going to jeopardize myself or my family. I'm going to take precautions to make sure that I'm safe. And on TikTok, they're all LARPing. They mock me for it. They think, oh, he's just, whatever. You don't understand. I don't put out the things that I get, the hate mail. I don't put out the threats because for the very reason he said, all it does is it exacerbates it and it allows for copycats. It gives people something to go off of, and it just compounds upon itself. So I don't tell people that the things that I'm going through. I kind of do, but I want people to understand what it is like to be on a microphone that has crosshairs on it. What's up, Meet Damon? Glad to see you here, buddy. Appreciate you, brother.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
And you could see the lights turn on. I hope, and to be clear, because I know I've made some waves by advocating violence. I am. Not even political violence. I'm advocating for lawful violence, protection of you and your own, where grace has been afforded before. What I mean is, if you were in a restaurant, if you were at your school recital for your kids, and someone came up and was throwing a milkshake at you, or you don't know if it's strawberry, chocolate, vanilla, acid, or concrete, you'd beat their ass. We haven't, because we've been taking the high road, and so it's been open season. We are being hunted. Charlie Kirk was hunted. Let's be very clear about that. And what you're seeing, Tim, you know this, and everyone behind this is afraid, because I get it. No one wants to, you don't want to make it about yourself, but I know what you've been through. I know what you've been through, and I know that people are just seeing the one that got through. Yep. And when you block and you block and you block and you block all of these other assaults, all of these other attempts, people say, well, you're fine, you're a big guy, right? No, that stops now. I want the left, I want Destiny to be able to do his copycat change my mind thing with no security, as he has done. I hope that they can continue to speak freely with very little security for the rest of their lives. I want the left to be deathly afraid of showing up to ours and even thinking about being violently disruptive. I hope that I've been crystal clear, and if people have a problem with it, I will answer for anything I've said.
I hear you.
So I want to talk about what he just said. He said lawful violence under the law. Okay, don't go out and, cause problems. But if somebody is threatening you, if somebody is attacking you, by all means, defend yourself. But I will tell you that is a double-edged sword right now. It's a little bit easier for these guys to kind of say that. And for me, because we have private security teams. Each of these gentlemen up here, they have private security that handles that for them, right? And I do as well. And this is why I have private security, because I have been attacked and I have had to defend myself. And the problem is the law does not allow you to defend yourself. It wants you to be a victim. And if you defend yourself, you will find yourself on the opposite side of the gavel. Okay? So I want to let you guys know this, that yes, we need to be able to defend ourselves, but there needs to be a change in the law where people are allowed and encouraged to lawfully defend themselves. But here in California and other states as well, if you defend yourself, you will go to jail. You will do time, and the system is rigged against you. And when I had my previous channel before this, I was attacked. Someone found my my place, and they robbed me. They took everything from me, and I defended myself. And because of that, I found myself in an orange jumpsuit, in shackles. And at the time, I was not financially where I am today. And so I was stuck in the system. And this was during COVID. And to be honest with you, if I could have fought it. I could have fought it and been acquitted. However, I would still be in an orange jumpsuit and shackles today if I was trying to fight it, because it was during COVID. The judicial system is so backed up right now. It takes 5 years just to get to trial. And they say, oh, you have a speedy trial and all this stuff. It's not how it works, ladies and gentlemen. It is not how it works. Yeah, they did do this to Kyle Rittenhouse. However, Kyle Rittenhouse had the people, they had GoFundMes and things, and he was able to bail out of jail. I was not given that luxury to bail out of jail. So I had to fight it from within the system, in an orange jumpsuit, in shackles. I was in one of the worst facilities in California. And I was there for a very long time, trying to fight this thing. And when I realized that the system was rigged against me and that I was going to spend 5 years behind bars before I would even get to a judge to rule on it, I realized it wasn't worth it. And I decided that I would rather spend time with my family and my children than behind bars. So I took a plea deal and I got out. But I was there for a very long time. It was not days. It was not weeks. It was not months. Okay. And if you know anything about what it was like to be in jail during COVID, I'm sure most of you don't, but I'm sure there are some people out there that do. It was not a good place to be during that time. It was very different than what you think or what you see on TV. And it was torture. It was human rights violations, like up the wazoo. And they were able to do these things with impunity. They were able to do some of the most disgusting, vile things to me. I spent 15 days straight in solitary confinement. Not because of any wrongdoing, but because they said I tested positive for COVID, which I did not. There's no way. I was not sick. They put me in solitary confinement for 15 days straight in a dungeon. And when I say a dungeon, it was a one-man cell. It was not like the facilities you've seen. This was medieval, ladies and gentlemen. It was medieval. The room had a toilet, a sink, and a bed, and metal bars. And there was a hallway that was as long as the bed was. And because of COVID, they didn't allow us to have bedroll mats because they said that the foam could hold germs. So it was a metal slab. No pillow. It was freezing cold in this underground dungeon. No light. The power actually went out for like a day and a half. There was a crazy rainstorm. So my first 2 days that I got there, there was no power and there was no lights. It was completely dark. And mind you, this cell that I was in for 15 days, there was like a door. So it was like your little cell, that little thing that I told you about. And then there was a metal gate that opened up to another hallway that went down to where they had, like, you had your phone, your kiosk, and the shower right there. During that 15 days, I was not allowed to leave that little cell. So I didn't get to go take a shower. I didn't get to use a phone. I didn't even get a Bible to read. No newspaper, no nothing. No TV. Just darkness. And one little light that was, when the power was on, it was on 24/7. And I lived in that because I defended myself from people that attacked me. And they did no time. COVID was a bad time, man. Bad time. I don't really want to get into the situation of what actually happened, but basically the criminals in this situation were allowed to run free and were given a free pass to cheat and steal from me while I sat in a cell and rotted away. For 15 days, I lived like that. And that's not even the worst of it. The toilet has no seat. This facility was so old that they didn't have like the stainless steel toilets like they do in most places. It was porcelain. And when you flush the toilet, shit water would go all over the floor. Every time you flush the toilet, urine and feces all over the floor. It was the most horrific experience of my life. And I went through that because of what I'm doing now, sharing my beliefs, what I went through. And I went through it for defending myself. So this is why I keep private security, because I am threatened often. And I am someone that knows things, that wants to tell you these things, that thinks you should know these things. So if you want to know why I keep private security, why I wear a vest in public, why I do the things that I do, and why I am so careful, it's because of what I went through already. I've already been there. And I realized that now that I have the financial ability to do it, that I need to have private security so that way if something does happen and I do need to defend myself, I can have a third party do it for me. But if I have to defend myself, I will. I've done it before. I've been through it before. I'll do it again. I'm not afraid. But if you think that I'm going to allow all that to happen to me and just roll over and be silent, you've got another thing coming, ladies and gentlemen. My voice will be heard. And I will not give up. And one day, these people will be brought to justice. Let's watch some more.
You're saying what people don't understand is, it's like you said, only the one that gets through is what people hear about. I cannot begin to list out all of the instances we've had or the death threats that we get because it creates security issues. So we've had, I have had dealt with local police, criminal prosecutions, lawsuits. I have had people who have committed crimes against us threaten legal action, which threatens the lives of other people. I can't get into great details on this.
I know. I get it. But that's the problem, right? You can't. And so the left goes, oh, Tim Pool, little drama bitch, or whatever they say.
Yep.
And I didn't mean to be so rough on you. I'm trying to, I'm trying to steel man them. And drama bitch is probably about as good as they can do.
It's crazy how trying to keep this as vague as I can for obvious security reasons.
Yeah.
One threat that we had that manifested in physical action, when we tried to get it dealt with, the legal response threatened the life of a third party, public personality. And so our lawyer was basically like, you can fight this and win, and then they will use that against you to target the third party.
Right.
Or you can choose to back off, stop the fight. They were effectively, it was like blackmail. And for security reasons, I can't even begin to describe what exactly was going on or how it would play out, because that would open the door and create the threats. It's insane. We had a man in a dress show up at our old location and physically attack one of the residents. We're not there anymore. We're not there. And
well, plus it's gross.
Yeah. But so apparently this guy shows up in a dress, and I'm not saying trans person. This is a clear distinction. It was literally just a man in a dress and was walking around on our old property filming. And I got informed by our security that this was occurring. The next day, one of the people who live there, because again, we don't operate there anymore, was physically attacked by this man. And it became a huge issue. The locals are all really pissed off because I'm not, they were mad when I was there because of the threats, the swattings, the bomb threats. We had the bomb squad come several times. And now I'm gone and it's still happening because these people have still published our old address acting like it's real. If I list out all of the things that we had to deal with, one recent incident this past weekend, just days after Charlie Kirk's assassination, I think the unfortunate reality is we can't convey the true extent of how dangerous the left is because it increases the danger to us. But as you've already pointed out.
So I want to also, they're focusing on the left and their ideology and how that they are violent and they incite violence. The right does this as well. And I want to bring to attention, I was on Wadi Crypto's live the other day. And Strohs, you may know her from TikTok. She came on to Wadi's live with one of her little minions and basically said that trying to incite violence against me, saying that I said that people on the right are in a cult and trying to get people to hate me and cause negative rhetoric towards me. Okay. And here's the thing is, and Wadi gave me the floor and the opportunity to clear this up, but I said, I never said that. But one thing that I did say is that if you blindly follow anyone and do not question the things you are being told or question the things that they are doing when they are doing wrong, that is cult-like behavior, and that it exists on the left and the right. And I call out Trump for his bullshit all the time. I call out anyone that bullshits all the time because I do not blindly follow anything that is told me, whether I'm on the left or the right or whatever. And I told him, I said, I voted for Trump, but just because I voted for him doesn't mean that I'm going to literally bend over backwards for him and say, thank you, sir. May I have another? Every time he rug pulls a project, he says he's going to do something, whatever it is. If you do something wrong, I will call you out on it. And what she did was wrong. And I'm calling you out on it, Strohs. Come at me. I don't care anymore. I get so many death threats. I get so much negativity thrown at me. This is why we're off TikTok. I don't care anymore. If you're going to attack me, I will put it out there. I don't care anymore. But I'm also, I keep just like they said, I don't put it all out there. Everything that I get, I don't put out there because I don't want it to create copycats. I don't want it to fuel the fire because I've seen how far things can go. I've been through it. So when you're on TikTok and you think you're a creator and you think that you're going to mock me for doing the things that I do, you have no idea what struggle is, and you have no idea what I've gone through, what brought me to this point. And I understand that this microphone has crosshairs on it, and I still continue day in and day out to get on here and to educate you and give you the news and give you the truth because it's the right thing to do. Even when no one is watching, I'm still continuing to show up every single day. Obviously, I took a little bit of time off. My brother passed. But I'm here. I took time off not because of fear, but because of what I was going through personally. But I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid. And I'm prepared this time. And whatever my fate may be because of it, I still won't be silenced because this video that you're watching right now exists. And I get to tell my story. And that's what this is all about, is telling my story of what brought me to this microphone. Why I have something to say to you because of what I went through. Because of where I come from. Because of what I've seen with my own two eyes and the places I have been. And the things that I have seen that people need to know about. And I don't care what happens to me. I care what happens to my family. I care what happens to my family because of something that happens to me, but I do not care. I have no reason to be afraid anymore. They literally locked me in a dungeon. There's only one more worse thing that can happen to me. They've literally beaten me and attacked me in more ways than you would know. I've already been through it. There's only one thing left that you can do to me that I haven't already been through, and that's take my breath from me. And I'm still not afraid. And no matter what, even if no one is watching, I will continue to do this and put this information out because you know what? Someone will watch one day, even if it's just my kids. Thank you all for the likes. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube and you enjoyed any of this content, please hit the subscribe button, become a subscriber. We are no longer monetized because we are off of TikTok. So we do not make any money from this show as of now. The only income that we do produce for this show is donations that you guys give and the people that pay for the TA class. The TA class is coming to an end very soon. So, you know, that income will be gone soon as well, unless we get new people to sign up. But unfortunately, we haven't been getting new viewership because of the suppression and the hatred on TikTok. But we will keep pushing on. Jessie will be back on the show. She is not feeling well, but she will be back, and we will continue to do this. But just know that when you subscribe and you watch the videos that we make on YouTube, we need to get, I think, like 100 hours of viewership time on videos in order to get monetized. So if you can just open YouTube and hit play and watch through all the videos, all the content that I've created, if just a handful of you do that and watch every single video all the way through, we will be able to get monetized here on YouTube very quickly. But the other thing that we need to do is we need 500 subscribers. I believe we're at about 100 now, and I do believe that we're going to get to that point. But the issue is there are many people watching on YouTube, but not many people hitting the subscribe button. So if you are watching, please hit the subscribe button, like everything you see, all the engagement you can, leave a comment. It does help get this out. We need your help. So don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel on YouTube, and leave a comment. Thank you very much for your support. We appreciate you. Let's watch some more.
Then people don't know just how serious it is.
Well, that's what, I mean, you know, there have been a lot of mixed emotions. And I'm not talking about, now I've been really clear too, because I feel like there's a lot of clout chasing out there. People saying, me and Charlie Kirk were best friends. I've said, Charlie Kirk and I were not close friends. We were colleagues. I had respect for his testicular fortitude, as all of us did, and we were cordial. That's it. So I don't want to claim that I speak for him, and I don't want to claim that I know what his family thinks, because people will throw that back. A lot of other people are doing that. But I will say this, I guarantee you he was scared. He was brave. He wasn't fearless. He was brave. He knew, and I was angry at first because I watched it, and I go, like, we stopped doing Change My Mind a while ago because of the security risk, right? And I'm going, no, you don't announce it beforehand. We never, I go like, the speaker, the balconies, like, these are part of a protocol that we had. And then it came to, look, I mean, why didn't I pick up a phone? You know, I'd been through that. And the truth is, I did this initially, and I know about all the security threats. And like you said, because I didn't want copycats, I would tell people I had some close calls.
Yeah.
And I see kids going out there, and I get it. And the alternative is silence, and we cannot be terrorized into silence. But I want people to know, and I should have been clearer about it, that out there is the real world. And in the real world, there are psychos. And if I would have told people the violence then that they faced, that the left wants you dead, they will take your life. And if they are unsuccessful, they will take your name. Maybe we could have had a different outcome. I don't know, but I do know this. If someone is going to try, and people are talking about taking that place and picking up the microphone, I get it. It's very touching. People need to know that there are still crosshairs on that microphone, and people need to take it seriously. So when people say that I'm being irresponsible, I am doing the most responsible thing I can think to do in trying to right maybe some errors, mistakes on my part. I told people it was dangerous. I didn't tell them the entire extent. And I hope people know and take it seriously. And the only thing that's going to curb it is for the left to be afraid to even think of it. We have afforded them grace where they do not deserve it. And I make no apology for this. I'm not calling for a civil war. I'm not calling for people to go out and violently disrupt the left in any way. And here's the thing. No one is afraid of that. Do you know how I know? Because they desecrate the memorials and spit at the vigils right now. They still do it with...
Keep watching if your recent car accident was not your fault, because guys, I've got a way that you could get
no fear.
Impunity.
No fear, complete impunity. And that has to stop. And the big difference, I've said this, between 2008 me on YouTube, 2012 me, 2015 me, Charlie Kirk and me, is this team of people, we've said our mind, we'll hurt you. We will, and that has to happen. And I hope I see more guys out there willing to protect, not be violent offensively, protect our own, because we haven't.
Lawful self-defense. And this is a good point you bring up, because there's a viral video, I commented on it, where it showed all these instances where people on the right had gone to rallies and got attacked, and they never defend themselves. It was very rare. There was like Based Stickman back in, 2018 or whatever. The one time a right-winger, after the left came and attacked a peaceful rally, they defended themselves. So I agree. And look at this. It is still you and I talking about the restraint we need to have, how we don't want an escalation of violence, but we have to be prepared when they engage in violence against us for legal, lawful self-defense to stop that from happening. But I want to say something. You just said there are psychos out there, and here's where it's truly scary. I've long said, maybe even 6 months ago, I'm not scared of Antifa. I don't fear leftists. They make these threats online. We take them seriously. But I'm more worried about the lunatic who thinks I stole all of his spoons and have hid them in my basement. Because some of the most egregious...
You don't have entirely clean hands on that one. We know that you collect spoons, Tim.
No, well, it's Seamus Coughlin, but that's a whole other story. But
throwing us off the scent.
Inside joke.
So I've had psychopaths. A lot of the most serious threats that we get, that we forward to the FBI and things like that, are just lunatics saying things that make no sense but are serious threats. This changes now. And while I always consider the left to be a very serious threat, and we have security because of the left, Charlie Kirk didn't even believe that this was possible. If Charlie Kirk thought by stepping out into that tent, he would take a bullet. He wouldn't have done it. We thought security was good enough. It's not going to happen. And it did. And I'll tell you where the real fear comes now. I have friends on Facebook that I've known for decades, since I was a child. I have gone to holiday dinners with them.
Let me guess. Hold on before you tell me this, okay? Because I just had this conversation 3 times this week. All right, let's see if I'm clairvoyant. Let me guess. Shocked at the gleeful celebration or condoning of the assassination, and you're no longer friends. Am I close?
You are. You hit the nail on the head. I have seen posts that have argued Trump killed Charlie Kirk to justify an expansion of the security state from people I know who know that Charlie and I were friends. And I heard what you said about you're not close friends. I would also like to make sure I clarify this too. It's a weird thing, right? I knew Charlie. I had his phone number. We texted. We didn't go out for beers or go golfing or anything, but I didn't consider him just to be a work colleague because of the support that he had offered me. I considered it to be a friend and there are many people that I don't hang out with I consider to be friends, but I don't want people to think that we were like, bar buddies or anything like that.
Well, you were closer with him than I was, and I just want to be clear about that because I know that people go, "Do you think this is what Charlie would have wanted?" Well, I don't know. He's dead.
Right.
I don't know. He's dead. He can't speak, and he's dead because he sat down at a table and allowed anyone who would speak or listen to have a conversation. And very few people know what it's like to be in that chair. I do. I know what it feels like. I know when you're surrounded. I know the kind of balls it took for Charlie Kirk to do. He is dead. And so when people say tone down the temperature, well, you know what? Let's host a vigil. Well, I can't do that. You get a text. You know what? Let's host an event. Can't do that. Let's do a tour. Can't do that. So what they really mean is silence.
Yep.
Or do you really? Or how much do you want your kids to have a father?
I will not
terrorism.
be silenced.
One thing I would say, and I'm not saying this to disagree with you. I don't know if Charlie Kirk did know or didn't think it was possible. Dear God, I hope that he knew it was possible, because I very much did. I mean, we had some, which I'll talk about probably more off air, some serious close calls where every time I've been out in public, I've known that it's a very serious possibility. And I know that he knew risk. So whether he thought he would pay with his life to a terrorist, I don't know. But I know he went out there and did it anyway, assuming some risk. And the left doesn't do that. They don't have to. It only comes from the left.
I agree with you on that. And what I mean to say is we all think it's possible. But my point is, if Charlie Kirk knew at that moment walking out meant there was a guy waiting to kill him, he wouldn't have done it. No one is going to walk into death intentionally for no reason. Absolutely. We all assumed the risk. That's why Charlie had security, because, of course, it's a possibility. What's scary now is when run-of-the-mill default libs, we call them, are posting justification, lying about Charlie Kirk, or saying other people deserve it too. I'm sitting here looking at these posts from people that I've known my whole life, and I messaged one friend saying, you realize that the guy was a friend of mine, that for 3 years, we would go out and visit, we would do this show with him, and he would sit with us. He's been on the show several times. No response. They've cut me off. And that to see other people, my whole feed is filled with every liberal being like, other people deserve what's coming. And that's when I realized the fear we have now and the increase in death threats and the increase in security, a line has been crossed, and it didn't. I was asked the other night, one of our members in the call, Joe, do you think this will wake the left up and they'll calm down? We've already seen the inverse. It's a green light for them.
Yes. Let me tell you, there would have been one acceptable response from the left, and only one. Would have been, okay, all right, guys, this one's on us. We called you fascists, we called you Nazis, and we know, right? You don't deal with fascists at the ballot box. You can't. So we box people into violence. Hey, guys, this one's on us. We presented every single view from those on the right as violence. If they were pro-life, it was violence against women. If they were pro-Second Amendment, it was violence because how many lives do you want to save, right? Gun violence. If it was pro-First Amendment, they were inciting violence. If they were anti-Black Lives Matter, they were pro-police killing black violence. And at the end of this, if they're silent, it's also violence. So when every single one of our positions has been presented as violence that cannot be dealt with democratically, it is a logical conclusion from the mentally ill that we are living, and that is a useful tool to the left. And I remember, too, I mean, when you were coming in, I don't want to mislabel you, but more moderate than me, I think that's fair to say. We're having conversations saying, man, these guys will kill you. Yeah. You're not their friend anymore. I don't think you understand because I was raised in it. I've known 2 conservatives my entire life from my childhood, socialist province. One of them still works for me right now. I then spent time in comedy clubs in Hollywood. I was only surrounded by the left. As a matter of fact, it took me a while to kind of understand the Fox News audience. I was there for 4 years. I was a conservative. I didn't run in those circles. I know how the left operates. That would have been the only acceptable response. Instead, they said, hey, both sides, that's verifiably untrue. Yep. They said, actually, this shooter is a Trump supporter. Remember, we had that DOJ leak. People said I lied. People said I was lying. Right? They said the same thing about the Nashville manifesto, by the way. It was a lie until it was a liability. And then the mayor, the police, and the FBI said they would investigate and sue me. By the way, wow. That's one of the few instances of political violence on the left. And Cato put a note saying, just note, we did include Covenant High School, even though it's considered borderline because the PD said it's not ideologically motivated. We were right. And one thing, just one thing. When we released well, 2 points here. The reason we got that leak from an inside source, right? Whenever it was, within 24 hours of the shooting, it's because someone at that department was concerned that it would be buried because he had seen things like this buried before. Here's the most important part.
They must stop giving conservatives this free gold Trump survivor coin. Starting.
Oh my God.
Bullet engravings, Antifa sayings.
That's what I'm afraid of. That face right there, that is terrifying. If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what does. That is actually a really hilarious commercial for sure. Oh my God. Can you believe that that's a commercial? My word. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. If you guys want to check this out, go check out Tipcast. I absolutely respect this gentleman. I don't think he's always right on everything, but he's very factually based. And he's very much like me, where there are times where I have my my biases and my opinion, but I will tell you that in my opinion this, and then I will let you know what the facts are. So, yeah, check him out. He's a great guy, but that commercial, man, that was funny. That's pretty much the only thing I'm scared of is that, because how do you fight that, right? All right. Thank you guys so much for watching the show, and thank you all for your support. If you liked this content that you just saw, please hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, and make sure you follow us for more videos that are coming. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your support.